Somebody tell me something. Tell me something good. Tell me something good. Somebody tell me something. Do something. Let's talk about something. It's Biggie's day, right? The Notorious. Let's say this, right? Think about it. I was watching Biggie's story on Netflix, and it's ill to watch his story and see that shit was like a 3-year run. Shit was like a great drug run, right? 3 hard years. And Biggie's got songs and verses that resonate today, like really resonate today. Like that nigga was incredible, yo. That nigga was definitely incredible. In my eye, just my opinion, this is just my opinion. And Biggie would have capability to still be around and put out 2 more projects. I don't know if there's any of the other guys that I love, Hove and Nas, that they could fuck with that boy. That boy was something else. He was definitely something else. But that's just my opinion. Ty St. Boogie, my operations manager, my right hand, my everything. Shout out to her. I be on her neck sometimes, but she makes it happen for me. I'm still here waiting for Jim Jones. He got me here having conversations. It was a major run. Yes, Dennis, it was a real major run. It was like a nigga went from ounce to the whole load fast with massive rhyme. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna take y'all back now. And you know me, I always pull up the classic pictures and take a nigga back. I couldn't find this one picture. Jim must not have taken a picture this day. But this is the first party that I ever did with the Dipset at Fuel. I'm gonna bring this up and show it to Jim. This is like 2004, I think this was. Flashback, way back, way back. Yeah, I made it to my brother, the none other than Big Ruff. What up, baby? It's my dog. Oh man, what can we talk about, y'all? Who's your favorite rapper? Like your all-time favorite? If you got stuck on an island and you could only have one album of one artist, not R&B, no R&B, I love R&B, but this is a rap joint right here. What's the one? Oh, you remember that night, D-Murph? What's the one album that you could play all day, over and over and over and over again, of your favorite artist? LL Cool J. Mama said, knock you out. Okay, I got my man Jimmy's ready. All right. Okay. We're going to get this started. All right. Hello, 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 hello. Jim, I just tried to wave you in. Okay. Here we go. All right. Oh. It's like it's a scene from a movie or something.
Yo.
Jim, what up?
What's good, my brother?
I'm good. How you?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain.
Listen, you don't have nothing to complain about, my brother, but we're going to get into all of that, right? You know, because I get a little bit, I ain't gonna take too much of your time, but I'm definitely going to give you some flowers and get a little insight into your thought process and how some of these things work and all of that, you know, because I think people want to know that. And, right? So I decided that I wanted to start this way with you, Jim. I'm going to go back to 2004, the first time that I met you. And we did Cameron, 2004 at Fuel. Remember these pictures?
Fuel. Damn.
You didn't take no pictures this particular day. Where I got these joints right here.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Going back. Got this joint right here.
Yeah, I remember that night.
Uh-huh.
I just coming home not too long ago.
That's right. And this last one right here. Right. The good sweet round.
Like the rooftop. That was the rooftop day parties you was having, right?
That's right.
Yeah, them joints was lit at that spot.
Okay, so you keep doing what you're doing. I'm about to pose you some questions. You go, hey, we good. You do you. All right. Today's a special day, Jim, because it's March the 9th. Did you ever get a chance to meet Big?
Personally, no. I seen Big on 2/5, him and Lil C's. Big is the reason why Cam got his record deal, so he signed Cam actually.
Right. I remember hearing that story several times. Okay. His career, his legacy, his impact, how much has that affected you, and how do you look at this guy when you think
For
about
New York City, Big was dope. He broke a lot of barriers, bring a new sound to hip hop as far as the way him and Diddy was doing music. Dope boys loved him. The hustlers loved him. Big was special. I mean, I wish I would have got to meet him, but I got cheated at that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. All right. So when I was thinking about what questions I was going to ask you, I wanted to come a couple of different ways. So I'm coming on a head on right here. So I started in my mind somewhere mid 2017 going into 2018. And I believe around this time, the fans had given up on Jim Jones. I believe that the fans thought Jim was over. He didn't have it no more. He couldn't produce anything that make people go crazy. But what's crazy is that I also believe that you probably had those thoughts yourself. And that shit was playing in your mind, right? So fast forward 6-8 months, see you in the studio, you working on a project. Okay. He doing it with one producer. Okay, in-house producer. Okay, let's see what this is. May 2019, El Capo drops. And the shit is fucking incredible. Okay, to say the least. June, Saucy Weed Prop collaboration with Jim Jones comes out. Then it's The Drip Report. Then it's El Capo Deluxe. Then it's Quarantine Studios. Then it's massive features with all kind of young artists. Then it's Van Fit Lifestyle Collaboration Collection. And to top it off, you ended with Harry Fraud Project. Please tell me, how the fuck did you will yourself to come back like that? Like you came back like a terror, a force to be reckoned with.
Just a lot of it got to do with prayers. Me trying to find myself within those prayers, and if I was ready to make an exit, or if I was ready to keep putting on, and keep putting on was the answer. And I decided to figure out how I was going to keep putting on. Music has changed,
right?
It's not looked upon how when we were actually doing music in our heyday. It moves a little bit fast. Others got their own way of how they doing it, so we have to follow that way naturally. So I had to figure out how to not be chasing what's going on and still be relevant in the midst of the time and things like that. And reinventing yourself, perseverance, a little bit of luck, a lot of prayers, all that to consideration, along with a few people that told me I should get off my ass and get back in the booth and give it all you got. What could it hurt? And that's what we have now. It's where we at right now. Shout out to Fred The Godson, though. God bless his soul. We got a lot to do with me getting back into my music shape and my rap shape.
I heard you say that. I heard you say that one time. That's dope. I respect that guy. When y'all did, what's crazy is when y'all did that song, and I love that shit so much, I DM'd him and I was like, yo, my nigga, I don't know you, but you killed that fucking verse. And he responded, and the nigga responded and was like, yo, I appreciate that shit. And he followed me and I followed him and I said, oh, he's a real one. Okay, cool. I fuck with him. So I don't even know him, but it kind of hurt me that when the nigga passed, it seemed like a real good dude and had a lot of respect from a lot of real niggas.
Yeah, very humble. Probably one of the most talented people coming out of New York City. I could say that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably rap circles around most of your favorite rappers. So, but God does everything for a reason.
That's right.
Closer to God. You know what I mean? We're going to keep pushing on in his name.
Okay. All right. So I saw you post a couple of months back, maybe 2-3 months. I was trying to find the post, but I couldn't find it. I saw you post and it said, not quote, but basically you said, put me in the booth with your favorite rappers and I'm going to outdo them. Where does this confidence level come from as of lately? Like, I mean, I can speak for it because as soon as I heard Al Capo, I was fucked up. That shit fucked me up. you my man and everything, but I didn't know you could do that. I had no idea that you could do that.
I mean, it's funny. The industry hears what they want to hear, and currently they want to hear Jim Jones. It seems like their ears only open to what they like, or when they feel it's time to give a little listen.
Well, I
But
mean,
back to numerous records where I kind of got busy that people wouldn't even expected. But and the way things happen, it's just shit you can't. Sometimes you can't even fight it. You can't put no answer to it. It just shit just happens. It happens organically. It just
you just roll with it.
that you just go. Yeah, you don't even think about it. You did. You just go with it.
You picked up a lot of steam like really fast, and you really loaded up the gun and boom boom like fires. They were just coming back to back, and it almost seemed like this nigga had been planning this shit for a year or two. But I'm no doubt that she was doing that, but the shit was coming. It may have had you looking out here like Superman, my nigga. Real talk.
Well, it's kind of premeditated murder. The whole country shut down, so that gave me a lot of time to think about what I want to do. And in the midst of that shutdown, I was able to create Quarantine Studios. By me creating Quarantine Studios, gave me a platform to work without leaving my house. So I did like 6 albums in the midst of that Quarantine Studio. I did like the Deluxe, the Harry Fraud. I got a Scram Jones coming out in April. I got a Young Berg album, Zaytoven joint, Berg Gang compilation, and going to do a drama joint, little Gangster Grills. So I had time to get all this done.
No, that's very dope. Okay, what's interesting about the Quarantine Studios aspect is you did a lot of features, and you did a lot of features with a lot of young rappers, a lot of up and coming rappers. And for somebody to have been in the game as long as you have, how have you been able to maintain that level of respect that I see the young niggas give you, and their desire to want to have you on songs with them is pretty amazing. I ain't even gonna lie to you about that. How do you accomplish that?
I always encourage the younger generation. I always look forward to teaching the younger generation. I always look forward to giving them jewels that they can't cash in, but they can keep forever. They say the game is to be sold, not told. And I know my youngsters coming in this game don't know too much about the industry, and I like to put them on to a lot of that game that's going on. And in turn, they also keep me abreast of what's going on and how things are moving now, so I could put my twist on things, so I could be able to still be in the same room with them and be respected and not look like I'm trying to chase what they doing.
Highly respected, it would seem like. Highly respected. And it doesn't hurt. Like, I was going to say this later, but I'll say it now because it just makes sense. I mean, you've been fresh almost 30 years, my nigga. I mean, dead fresh, my nigga. So that don't hurt it none when a nigga coming in the room real drippy. Like, that's why I like the drip report, because when I caught the context of what it really, of the two things, I said, oh, shit, this nigga did it again. God damn it, Jim, my nigga. So, you know, and they got to respect that. And I got to give you your flowers, my nigga. You stay super fresh.
I mean, as a man, we should always want to be looking as good as possible, no matter
Absolutely.
No matter what walk of life you come from, and no matter what it is you prefer to wear, you should prefer to wear that the best you can wear it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that doesn't mean everybody need to dress like me. It just means you should have some type of pride in yourself to want to step out your house looking good. It's a different type of energy that you get when you feel good and you looking good. Like, you know what I mean? Your walk is different. Your confidence is different.
The shoulders, confidence, shoulders is up.
Yeah, it helps you attack them goals. You feel in yourself, and nobody can knock you down once you feel in yourself. And I know that wholeheartedly. So that's one of the things that keeps my energy up, is a good fit.
I know that well about you, my nigga. All right, so let's Laps Around the Sun.
Yeah.
This particular song, you said you're grateful because you've never had to sell any crack around your son. Why is that so important and resonates so high with you?
I grew up in an era where that's what was all around me. There wasn't too many jobs that people was doing. They was selling drugs where I was from. Like, of course, you have people that were fortunate enough to have 9-to-5s and support their family. You know, but for the most of us that were stuck in the middle of the hood and things like that, all we saw was people hustling. And those people used that money they hustled to support their family. And, you know, it was a big risk when you go outside hustling. And we lost so many people to hustling by being jailed or killed and things like that. You know what I mean? So for me to be able to break the narrative, especially within my household and my family, and be able to make a clean dollar and not have to subject my son to any of those type of risks that I went up against when I was coming up. It's no better feeling. You know what I mean? I didn't have a father.
Mm-hmm.
I had a father, he wasn't there in my life as I would had liked him to be, but you know, and in turn, I loved him every day, and I was waiting for me to have a son so I could do all the things that he didn't get to do for me at the time.
Okay, there's a few things I want to say here. All right. First, I salute you as a dad because I see the things that you sacrifice to make sure you're there for, and then I see how hype you are because you're a real gangster. Let's make no mistake there. You're a real gangster, but you're a real gentleman also at the same time, the true side of the thing. So when I see you with your son and the sacrifices you make to be where you need to be to support him, I salute that. Being at the football game, showing up for the different shit for school. Most people don't see you and understand that you got that other side to you, that you're not a dumb nigga. But, you know.
I'm not dumb at all. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Dumbest in the room. But I mean, I for all fathers, for anybody that has a kid who's a man, that's one thing you should invest your time in is your children, no matter what. You invest your time doesn't mean invest with money. It means invest your time and your love and your support and your consideration. Like the kids will see and they will collect all that to cash that in as they get older. Those the morals that you teach them, the lessons that you teach them, shit like that. You know, and for me, being in the position I am, I'm in the public eye. So a lot of times I have made mistakes in the public that I had to come back home and apologize to my son. But that's only because I know what I'm investing in. And I want him to know that what I'm doing is not the things that I would like to see you do. I'm only doing this so that he could do something better. And I think he gets it at this point. You know what I mean? So that's how I move when it comes to fatherhood. And I think that we all should as men when it comes to taking care of our kids, as I see you do with your daughter, and make sure she's first as you also at all her events and make sure she get the sneakers and make sure you support any endeavor she try to do.
All day.
Like you got to do that. You know, you got to teach her what it is to have a real man around so that when she does start trying to figure out how to get a boyfriend, she know who the boyfriend should be like. It should be like daddy, because daddy done showed her so many things going on in this world that she's not going to settle for less. You know what I mean?
You know, real shit is crazy because she just went on her first date 2 weeks ago.
And that's crazy.
Right. And it's real.
It's very real.
Yes. But we not even gonna say to stay there. We're gonna keep going though. Okay, so Jim, you are as a young guy, you was a wild ass dude. I mean, really, really wild, doing crazy shit, right? Did you ever think that you would get to where you are today?
Eventually, yeah. I knew what I was doing. I knew I was in the midst of it, and I knew why I was doing it. They say ignorance is bliss, and I'm not bliss at all. You did it? My ignorance was premeditated because I knew what we had to do at the climate of where hip hop was.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was accepted. It was the thing that made money and shit like that. But by no means in the back of my head did I think I would be acting the same way I did in the early 2000s and where I'm at right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's natural progression as you get older. We want different things. I will hope you want different things in life. For me, I definitely want different things in life. And I don't think that rap is the last stop for me or music is the last stop for me. So, you know, you got to know how to switch gears and shit like that so you can start headed in a different direction if that's what you aspire to.
That's what you want. Right. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. All right. So there was this audio this had to be in early 90s, right? And I heard it one day. And the audio, it was you talking. And so I'm going to assume that it was you, all your young homies, and you was telling everybody that you just got to deal with Cam and you guys got to protect Cam and niggas got to be on point. And if niggas ain't on point, if anything happened to Cam, we going to be fucked up. We're not going to be able to move, make money. And I'm listening to this shit and this nigga was dead serious. And I was like, damn, this nigga is really serious about this shit. He said this nigga's supposed to be able to walk through anywhere. Don't nobody touch him. And I said, damn, this nigga been serious since day one. What was you thinking about back then?
Think about the success rate of those before me and the mistakes that they made by not having their shit set up in a certain way. It's a big I'm a big fan of hierarchy and the laws of command and how things should run. And there's levels to everything. And Cam was the dawn. And at that point, he was our only hope. He was our ace in the hole. We had to protect that with everything that we loved. And that's what it was. We protected him. We knew that in turn that he was going to help all of us to better our situations and things like that. So that's when you heard him say, Jimmy, I'm going to get you up out of 5H. Because it was mutual. I knew my position and he knew his position. His position was to be a star. My position was to make sure the star shines by all means.
No more, no less, huh?
That was it.
When you guys first got in the game, how did you learn what to do, how to do? Did you get any mentoring from someone, or you were just learning as you was going?
We learned by every mistake we made. Everything we had to learn firsthand by making the wrong decision. You know, I mean that from everything, from rapping to music to the way we carried ourselves to security to how we was in the streets. To, you know what I mean? Like, we was lucky that we were able to have these mistakes not cost us anything vital, that we could learn from them. Because I've seen a lot of people not be able to come back from their mistakes that they made. And, you know, fortunately we was able enough to do that. Or God made sure that we was able to do that.
Okay. So you started out and you were the manager, and then you became the video director. Then you became the artist. Then you became the executive. Then you became the A&R. How many people you think underestimated your skill set and your capabilities because you was wild?
They still underestimate mine.
They still underestimating? They can't be. That can't be possible. Not right now.
I mean, you would think you would think so, but I watched the game and I know how it's played, but I'm cool with that because most of the things I did is because I know I could do it, not because I wanted no reaction from anybody else. The gratification I give myself sometimes is way more than I would need from anybody else too, in my own for me and shit like that. And then there's times that you want that appreciation, you want those flowers because you know how ill of a person you are, and you've done things that none of these suckers could probably do in their dreams and shit like that. And I mean that wholeheartedly.
No, that's a fact.
You take the good with the bad. I ain't tripping. I still got more things to show them. I still got more tricks up my sleeve. You know, it's gonna take a lot more than that to discourage me from anything. And sooner or later, they'll put me in a position where everybody can see just what it is that I'm made of, and maybe that's just time, and maybe it'd be the perfect time for that. You know what I mean? Maybe we won't be late.
You know what? When I really and truly think about what you just said right there, I have to agree, because one of the things that make you stand out is you stand on your morals, you stand on your beliefs, you got character, a whole lot of integrity, and you're not with the bullshit. So you've probably been who you're supposed to be, and because of that, sometimes you miss some good opportunities. But guess what? Before the end of the day, all of those things are going to stand strong. What's interesting to me also is the fact that when people say your name, they don't say words like a leader. Like, you are a true leader. One. Two, you're a creator. Like, you create from scratch. Like, you take it right from the dirt and you put it together and mold it up, and then it turns into a cake. You know what I'm talking about? You also are a visionary. Like, you in your mind imagine things and you start to bring them things to life. And initially, most people might not be able to see that. But little by little, the screen opens up, and as it opens up, people understand it more. That's one of the things that I've definitely noticed the fuck about you. And I sit there and say, damn, I didn't even know that this dude was like that.
I mean, creativity is something that we all have. How we apply it and how we use it and how deep we dig into it is upon each of us. God gave us that ability. Me, myself, I like to create. Well, hold on a second. My dog got this. Come here. Give me this. You got a problem, man. This big ass pit bull. This nigga's bad. Give me this. Oh, he got caught in that. But the creativity is everything. I mean, to be in a space of a leader, my mom's always told me to be a leader. That means first you have to be a soldier with the abilities to be a leader. And I never had a problem with that. You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't even have to say who the leader is. They know. Not to say it in any way. Like, I'm just saying, like, you pretty much know when I step in the room. You pretty much know when I pop up. You pretty much know. You know what I mean? If you don't know, somebody gonna tell you.
That's fact.
Probably gonna whisper it to you.
That's fact.
You know what I mean?
Who you learn from?
Who I learned from?
Yeah, like.
As far as what?
Just you talk. Okay. Every time when I sometimes I gotta forget because it's two of you, right? It's the person that everybody sees, and then it's the person that you are. And anybody listening today will say that's never really listened to you, says, damn, that nigga Jim knows how to speak. Because your phrases, the things you say, the comments you make, they're on a deeper level than most people would expect from a natural person. And so when I listened to you, I said, this guy, before every time I ask you a question, you waited at least 3 to 5 seconds before you answered, because you were formulating your thought to be able to execute it in a manner that seemed right. And that takes a lot of practice. That takes work. You had to learn that somewhere. You just didn't pick that up.
I don't know, man. Most people speak to be heard. When I speak, I speak for for people to listen to me. And you know, a couple of lessons along the way that I learned from different people and shit like that. I can't say I can pinpoint exactly who. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get it from superheroes. Sometimes it might have been a James Bond movie. Sometimes it might have been a pastor. Sometimes it might have been the illest nigga on the block. You know what I mean? Whatever makes sense, I apply it to my life. You know what I mean? If it makes sense to me. And I compile all these different things. But one thing we as a people must learn how to do is to articulate ourselves.
Facts.
When we were coming up, the things that I heard the most rappers were saying is, you know what I'm saying, I'm seeing. Like nobody was never saying nothing. You know what I mean? And it was one of the things I didn't want to be. I wanted to make sure that I was knowledgeable about the things that I did speak on, and not just to be speaking. You know what I mean? I'm quiet a lot of times, but if you hear me speak, best believe me, talk about some shit that I know about.
That makes sense. Okay. I'm only going to take a couple more minutes of your time. What is it that you haven't accomplished in the game of life, the game of music, or anything that you still would like to accomplish?
The game of life. I like to accomplish, putting the grips on my attitude. You know what I mean? These are one of the things that I find to make me very uncool as I've gotten older.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And these are one of the things that I want to learn how to be smooth about when it comes to me losing my cool per se and shit like that. And that's just for life, because I know how much further it's going to take me once I get control of that, especially for the rooms that I want to be in.
Okay.
You know, as far as the game, like, yeah. Still a list of people I like to do music with. You know what I mean?
Name some. Name a couple.
Drake, Jay-Z, Lil Baby, Scarface. Who else? Justin Timberlake.
Oh wow! Oh, I would love to hear that. Wow. What you waiting for? You make the calls? What you doing?
I make my calls slowly but
surely, right? When the time is right, right?
When the time is right, they'll know it's right, and I do believe that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, as far as that in the game, those are the things that I feel that I haven't accomplished as yet. As far as, you know, doing records with some of my favorite artists, like Chris Brown. I haven't done a record with Chris Brown. I love to do a record with Chris Brown. Like, so, you know, there's a few people I would like to get some records with. As far as anything else, man, we've done a lot, man. Who knows what tomorrow may bring, but right now we got a list of things that we've done. You know what I mean? So I'm happy. I'm not saying I'm complete, but I'm very happy for what we've accomplished thus far. And who knows what tomorrow may bring? But you know, I'm gonna keep being creative and keep pushing the issue. So 9 times out of 10, there will be some other things that. You know.
I know that. I look forward to that, my nigga. All right, 2 questions and we done. How much has it helped you to have OG Juan, Tata, and Jay-Z and them as your management team or whatever you want to call it, and being able to reach out to them and communicate with them on different aspects of your career?
Shouts to the whole Rock Nation. Shouts to all the brothers over there that help me out on a day-to-day basis with things that got going on. But it's just good. It's a good feeling, you know, to be able to be man enough to put my best foot forward as I get older, to settle differences with different people that wasn't amounting up to anything. You know what I mean? It just felt good. So to be able to, besides that, to be able to be in business with them and be able to have a support system over there is pretty dope. Just to know I could pick the phone up and call Hov or text Hov my album and shit like that, and he hit you back, or he text me on the day my album dropped. Like, nigga, you at your age right there, boy, you is at an unbelievable speed. Like, you know, to see people like that notices and shit like that, you know, it's just dope. You know what I mean? So definitely got nothing but respect for them rich guys over there at Rock Nation.
That's right. All right. Last question. What does a day in the life of Jim Jones look like 20 years from now?
20 years from now?
A dub, nigga. A dub. You know, by that time, I just want to know where you're gonna be, what you're gonna be doing. What does your day look like? You still working out every day?
You definitely still working out. It might be from a remote island somewhere on the sand somewhere. I think I'll still be doing business, but probably everything will be virtually, and I'll probably be in my own world, just watching my son become a grown man. You know.
That's dope. How proud are you of your son and the man he's becoming?
I'm very proud to see him to grow up. He's 17 now. He got 1 more year in high school. Just watching him go through his ups and downs, and it reminds me of me and a lot of myself when I was coming up. You know, he's at an age where, you know, you try to figure things out at this age a lot and try to find your independence. And I'm just watching him, and, you know, at the same time supporting him, and at the same time letting him know that above all, you got to finish school. That's no option and shit like that. Like, I'm here to support whatever you do, but you got to do what you need to do first. And so, it'll be going on for a little while, but hopefully he graduates and wants to go to college and take it from there. If not, there'll be a lot of things for him to do, especially in the way the world is running today. These kids are able to make careers out of nothing with everything that's going on virtually. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
Well, Jim, I just want to tell you, thank you, my brother, for coming on with me today.
I appreciate you.
Come on, I super appreciate you. I just want you to know that you inspire a lot of people, bro. A lot of people look at you and say, he's giving me inspiration to not give up. He's giving me a reason to push on. If Jim could do it, why the fuck should I give up? And I respect that, my nigga.
Keep digging, man. That's what I'm here for, man. Trust me, I'm inspired by the same people that's inspired by me. Trust me.
How about that?
Use me for inspiration, but I use you all for my inspiration. And I look at these comments, and I look at the posts, and I look at the reposts, and I see all these little things and shit like that. That's what keeps the fire lit for me to keep going and going, and I'm ready for the battle. And like I said, you could still pick your favorite rapper and tell them there's a booth all around this motherfucker. Whenever they're ready, I'm here.
So I'm out, Jim. I got this idea I've been putting together. I'm gonna get Pone. Thank you, straight up. Thank you, Pone, for all that you do to help me bridge when I need to get in contact with Jim. Thank you. But
When you gonna drop that record?
I just sent after you did your verse, I sent it to Jada Kiss last night for Jada Kiss to do the verse. I want to be able to do that and then come up in New York and shoot a video in the summertime.
Yeah, we're here for that.
But I have an idea for you, my nigga. Something that I think that will bless you. I'm writing it up, and when I get it all together, I'm gonna shoot it over to you because I think that you'd like it.
I appreciate that. I'm here.
Come on. Number love, my nigga. Thank you again. Have a good one.
See you soon, video.